Dr. Michelina here, bringing you the tea to change your perspective, change your awareness, and change your life. And talking about honor, it's very easy to tell if somebody is honorable or not by not necessarily their intentions, but their actions, right? And so it is the best to be able to tell if somebody's got intentions that match their actions. We love that, right? If people are doing what they say and saying what they do, you'll find that. However, if you're just judging off of actions and words, which are the two most kind of visible, easily witnessed things that we've got, it's hard to track thought patterns. It's hard to understand intention and motivation, right? But when we talk to somebody, we can hear their words, and when we observe somebody, we can see their actions. And if you look at the actions and you look at the words, you can tell if somebody's operating in honor or if they're not, right? So as an example, if somebody that you're talking to tells you about how they're cheating on their girlfriend, what's honorable about that? That's the coward's way. That's the, I'm not happy in this relationship, but I don't want to do anything about it. And or I want my cake and to eat it too. That's not honorable stuff. Like, very clear to see, right? Lying, cheating, stealing, like, there's not a lot of honor in that. And I'm not going to say there's never honor in that, because I'm sure there are the exceptions to the rule, right? We always want to argue the exception. The exception is, well, what about Robin Hood, right? Steal from the rich and give to the poor. Sure, maybe. And even that's a little controversial because that's vigilante stuff. And do we love vigilantes? I don't know. Maybe you love Taylor Swift's new song. Maybe you don't, right? So when we're looking at actions, and I would suggest also looking at your own actions, which I know we don't love to do, but it's a worthwhile enterprise. Are you honorable in your actions? Do the things that you do speak of honor? One of the first things, and this is not a Michelina original here, this is from Joyce Meyer, where she was trying to like show up differently in her life for herself and for God, right? That's all she was trying to do. And some of the things that she would do were like put her cart back, right? Put it back where you found it or where it's supposed to go, or put it back better than you found it. I always know, you can tell by small tells a lot of times how responsible or irresponsible a person is by like, do they cap the like Tupperware? Do they replace the toilet paper roll? Right? If you look in your house, maybe the people who don't think about others, the inconsiderate people, I won't call inconsiderate dishonorable, but I will say it's not that far off. It's like inconsiderate, dishonorable. You know, the people who don't do those things. I had an ex who literally all the time would just like never flush the toilet. I was like, why? Like, I don't want to see that. That's literally disgusting. Like, I don't get it, you know? And it's just like negligence. It's just like, I don't care. It's just like, it's inconsiderate. And so those kind of small acts are those things that you can kind of catch on to. It's like, oh, well, the thought process here is you don't care. You don't care. And we don't like to see things or call them out as they are. Like, because there is a lot of dishonor out there, right? So you have a lot of women out there who are like, oh, well, he definitely likes me. It's like, no, he doesn't. He's lying to you, and he's not texting you, and he's not showing up for you in the way he needs to show up for you. No, he doesn't like you. Not enough. He likes himself. He likes his routines. Get some self-worth, get some high value, and pop off. Not worth it, right? And so, I mean, I wish that people would show up in higher integrity, but a lot of times they don't. But I'm tasking you with try to do it, right? Try to have higher integrity, because like that's how things shift, one person at a time, showing up in higher integrity, higher value, more honor, things like that. And I will say it's harder to do that. It's a harder thing to do because it's more direct, it's more blunt. Like, I had somebody I was talking to who was attracted to me, and I had to tell him honestly, I'm like, listen, I don't feel that for you. I'm sorry. Like, it's just not, I'm not going to lead you on. You don't have a chance. I'm not interested. Like, I'm not going to be interested. I don't feel that way about you. I'm sorry. You know, we could be friends, but like, other than that, no. And that honest, sort of direct conversation is, people don't like to hear. I mean, he literally was like, yeah, but you didn't give it a shot though. And I was like, I don't need to give it a shot. Like, I'm not interested. Like, I'm not interested in what you bring to the table. Thank you though. You know, and I know what I want at the table, and it's not that. So it's very easy for me to be like, no, thank you. It gets easy when you know what you want to show up honorably. It's easy to know how you want to conduct yourself. When you know how you want to conduct yourself, it's easy to conduct yourself in that way. It gets easier. It's not hard. You're like, yeah, okay. Like for me, one of the things I like to honor within myself is peace all the time. So I will work hard to keep my peace. Like, not gonna get upset about this. Not the thing. Thanks though, you know? So honor is one of those things that it is both like a value and a trait and a thing that you do. It's a noun and a verb, right? So when you want to show up more honorable, honor your commitments, honor leaving things better than you found them. Don't constantly try to take advantage of people. Don't try to get over on people. Like, it is just not the move. It is not the thing. I said this in an earlier video. When you do that, you are sowing seeds of discord that you're not going to want to reap, and they're going to come back to you because they always do. So honor is just, I mean, we could spend probably the next 5 years talking about honor because it's so hard to come by nowadays. But it really starts with you. That's one of those character codes of conduct that, like, you literally show up or you don't. And it's harder when you didn't have someone to model it for you, right? We have a lot of cycles that keep repeating because, like, parents weren't honorable in the way they showed up, and they didn't have parents who were honorable. And like, at some point along the way, we lost that. And it's like, where are you? Where are you? Like, come back. Both men and women of honor and valor and courage, these kind of things that were, you know, highly coveted and sought after, went by the wayside. So, I'm not saying you have to be square, and I'm not saying you have to be vanilla, and I'm not saying that you can't ever be covert, but I am saying there's a difference between being covert and being duplicitous. You know, there's a difference between moving and shaking and manipulating. There is a difference. There absolutely is. Intention has a lot to do with that, which we'll talk about not today. But if you are trying to be honorable in your intentions, if your heart is legitimately in the right place, it's like, listen, I don't want to be hurtful. I'm trying to do the best that I can here. This is the thing. That is definitely important for honor's sake. But we'll talk more about this. Again, just trying to build awareness around the concepts, where it may or may not show up in your life, where it may or may not show up in your relationships. As always, if you like what we're doing here, like, subscribe, tell your friends, hit the bell, grow the channel, and I'll keep bringing you this information. I hope it's helpful. I'll see you guys later.